Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with...
Number 1, assistant.
That's you.
I guess I do know my name. It's a lot less fun than something fire-like or whatever.
The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings. Just lies there. The next box says...
Number 2, coroner's case number.
KK57-0803.
Right?
Dot
Right.
0815.
Uh-huh. Could you repeat that?
Next.
Okay. Name.
NA. Next.
That's a weird name. Date of birth.
NA.
Weird. Oh. Maybe he was named after the day he was born. Age.
Roughly 50.
Roughly 50.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
I'm gonna write 42.
He nods.
Number 6, race. I think I could beat this guy in a race.
Mondial. Subgroup Occidental. As per your observation.
Yeah, I write
The
that.
pudgy mess looks neither mondial nor occidental. It doesn't even look human. The next line says...
I picked not it.
Fucky, fucky!
Male.
Oh.
Pigs can have sex.
Uh-huh.
Naively,
Noti.
the lieutenant does not double-check your notes.
Date of death.
We're still going with March 4th. 51.
I write that down.
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens, motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Number 11, Burger King foot lettuce. I mean, evidence of treatment.
None.
Oh.
At least not after the initial examination.
What exactly is treatment, anyways?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
Don't overdo it. It's okay to be unsure.
I'm not so sure.
A silent nod. The lieutenant places his gloved hand on the corpse's chest, as if in preparation.
Kuna, why are you still here?
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then...
We should start the post-mortem.
Right.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
External examination. Summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs.
Not for long.
The make of
Well,
the briefs is
I'm not gonna take
Babrodine,
his
I
briefs.
think. Let's see.
He turns the body over on its side to check the underwear label.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
Yep, write that
The
down.
rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers in order to get to the victim's ceramic armor. Officers are in search of the missing pieces. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else.
Drama, what would I do without you guys? What would I do without any of you internal monologuing? I will omit the boots. I know when I'm gonna get them. Tonight.
Patience. After the autopsy, before the body is taken away, there will be a window of opportunity. After the lieutenant has gone to sleep. I hope this has helped you, my liege.
Oh, you are so helpful. I might just need to put some points into you just to... Well, I only have one. But, it's appreciated. I omit the boots.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical.
Right.
The number is purposefully concealed by the design.
Right. Hey, do you think this drawing looks like an elephant? Okay, not the time? Okay.
Tattoos.
He stands up, feet planted on either side of the body.
The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end.
Yep.
Well nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing.
It is? Right.
Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
I touch it.
The hair under your latex fingers feels cold to touch, wet.
I gently.
The stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to the latex of the glove, like thread off a rag doll's head. There must be brilliantine in there. He's combed his hair back with oil.
I keep petting him.
More hair sticks to the glove. Hair off the rain-soaked head of a dead man. There are bumps and dips on the skull below. An alien landscape. For a fraction of a second you feel something. An irregularity. But then it's gone. Too minute to register in your mind.
Hold on. Go back to that.
What was what? Brilliantine.
Right.
There's brilliantine in his hair.
Right. That's what I thought you said, interfacing. I write that down.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max.
Alright, I'll write that down. Velocity was fucking
Talking
max.
shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation.
High velocity.
Ligature mark.
All of this and just ligature mark? The lieutenant produces a small folding knife, with the other hand pulling on the belt. He starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Oh yeah, I'm prepared.
The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
You need a tissue? What? Why could I do it 2 times? Oh, I didn't actually pull out the chain cutters. I just petted them in preparation. Oh yeah, we have these things.
Always good to think ahead. Now,
He points to the rope, squeezing the dead man's neck.
we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
I have about 1 minute left.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
And I'm no longer drunk. It gives +1 physique, which will boost my physical instrument. Yeah, I'm
You
Kuno's
are?
pig.
This pig is Kuno's.
Being Kuno's pig has a steadying effect on your hand. Go with the flow, man.
Weird. Oh, yeah. I'll also look for a good spot.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the yeast.
Yeet.
The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there. Steady now. Like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose.
Thank you, interfacing. Oh, Christ, it just got a whole lot worse. If I still fail this.
After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt
Oh,
together.
super past
You
it.
squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow.
I start to press down.
Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
The lieutenant has kneeled closer, running his fingers along the dark red groove, until there's a gap.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia.
Okay, let's hear it, Kuna.
Now, let's get out and see.
I fucking knew it!
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Oh, time to see if we're gonna need a sentence or anything.
The dead man's penis is average sized, congested from the downward collection of blood.
Oh,
The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch.
you should read erotica books, narrator.
You should touch it.
Yeah, okay.
Doesn't feel like anything. A cold spot under your gardening gloves. Unremarkable and unalive.
My pig's so fucking ill right now.
His voice swells with pride.
Oh, your pig's pretty sick, I gotta say.
In a good way, or?
This wasn't necessary. What's going on here? Why are you doing that?
Because electrochemistry. Listen, electrochemistry. I'm policing.
The lieutenant is unaware of what's happening in your head and why you're touching it. He merely expects you to write down his notes on the man's genitalia so you can move on.
I write it. Yeah. I write it
Back
down.
is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are all combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
The scarring is extensive, way more than a law officials.
We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars.
Battles, wars.
Last
Write that
item.
down.
Hands.
He takes the man's right hand in his, inspects it, then moves on to the other hand.
The hand feels heavy,
I want to see.
filled with decay liquids. Like it's ready to explode if squeezed hard enough. You're suddenly repulsed. So much so you feel compelled to drop it.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling.
Were we expecting any? I'm glad it didn't give me an option to like actually try and squeeze the hand until it pops, because that would have been a difficult thing not to choose for this playthrough. Were we expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, the stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
Right. The stench is making it hard to think at the moment. Right. Got it. What next?
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
The insides.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
You don't even have a joke.
Damn. Grr, I failed it so closely. Conceptualization. But I can make him better. I'll never fail at conceptualization again. Probably a bad idea, but oh well. Sue me.
Musculoskeletal.
Nope.
Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Now's a really bad time to be drinking my tea. Ooh.
You hear cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh, like the creaking of an old house at night.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system.
Back hunched, as if in prayer, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaw. He stops to exert more force. Both hands are used.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
Well, I want to see that too.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
I look deeper.
It's hard. Once more, you taste stomach acid in the back of your throat. A contraction. Your throat pumps a little something from your stomach and into your mouth. You're forced to swallow, just to keep looking. Inside, you see darkness. Just a mess of meat and darkness. Mute silence as always.
Thank you, Emland.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus.
Sorry, I just physically damaged my body by looking at this guy's mouth.
Hepatobiliary. Na.
What, we don't have anything?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
I don't think so.
Neither am I.
And that's it?
That's it.
All right, NA.
Same for toxicology and serology. Na.
Both?
Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there?
The completionist in me wonders if there's something we could still do.
Like a toxicology screening? At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if he was brimming with cocaine. But still, you should add a request.
Brimming with cocaine.
That's what I want to know. I'd write NA and add toxicology requested.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging.
Yeah.
Gastrointestinal.
Have I supposed to have been writing this all down, or what? Because were you supposed to be writing this all down? Because I've just been drawing pictures of horses. He breathes a sigh of approaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around, to the ground, to the pool of feces there.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
Write it down. Keep the voila.
What's next on the list?
Description of injuries.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
Right. Let's just finish the autopsy now. Bite marks.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer?
So the bite marks probably ain't what killed him. Head, chest, and scalp bite and predation by birds has caused damage. I don't think the birds afterwards have killed him. Non-fatal.
Agreed. Next injury?
Contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Wait, I need to I need to change something I wrote down earlier. Change from high to maximum velocity.
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Non-fatal.
Right. Next.
What's the fourth? What the fourth do?
Nothing. Just in case.
What does turning the page back do?
The corpse lay slouched to the side, oblivious to its surroundings. The field autopsy form describes his state in 3 parts.
Now let's go back
All
and
right.
finish it.
But
Yeah,
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
Ligature mark.
a dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible. Think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush.
Okay. I only need to do a bit of actual detectoing. Hemorrhaging on this dark red ligature mark encircling the neck with a gap on the nape measuring. I guess it's, did this man die from hanging? Or was he killed and then hung? The way that the reaction speed is talking to me, it seems like it's wanting me to like go for like post-mortem. But I don't know, that might just be trying to trick me. Maybe I'm trying to get into like the game's head, which is not good. See, it's not good that it's been like a couple weeks, so I'm trying to remember anything. Was he killed by hanging, or was he just... I don't really have anything to go off of. I don't really have anything to go off of to say that it wasn't a fatal injury. Wait, wasn't it? If I scrolled up enough, it doesn't go that far back. I'm gonna click opinion fatal injury.
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. But it's a start.
It did say opinion, so it's not like it's set in stone.
Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
Oh yeah. First, how did it go?
Well, we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy. We also requested a toxicological screening. That was thorough. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks, if we are lucky. I will not hold my breath. Then, given the state of decay here, I consider establishing the victim's ethnicity a minor success.
What else?
We were thorough with the list of injuries, too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Oh yeah, well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order?
Perhaps a drink in his drink later.
Now, you see, that worries me. You will die if you drink. You know that, don't you? You are proving a useful detective. The organization would miss you.
Hell yeah, brother. Oh, my morale. I forgot that alcohol damaged my morale. What now?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg
Here you go.
for processing.
He looks at the dead man one more time. then at the slip of red paper in his hands, and at the corpse again.
You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse. I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Felt a little bump on his head. It's from perception. Perception. That's a little bit higher. 42 isn't the worst. Who are you?
I'm gone.
I'm gone. Where have you gone?
Into the wild pale yonder.
Where is that?
In the past. Way out west.
I can see you're gone, but who?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
Yeah, there's nothing funny about you.
There is nothing funny about jokes either.
That's, by definition, false. Who were you when you were alive?
A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
Kim, can I have that autopsy report back? I have some new things to report.
Takes one to know one.
I have questions for you.
Go ahead, Kobo.
What is happening?
What do you mean?
I am talking to you.
It's the power of your
Black, frothy liquid starts bubbling in his lips.
imagination.
Right.
Go ahead. Ask me more questions. You fucking love questions.
I do love questions.
Because you're a copperoony. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
I want so many questions.
Coming right up, copperoony Rooney. This is getting upbeat now.
I don't think my name is Rooney.
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
Unfortunately, I have been told that my name is Harry.
No, you're not a Harry either.
No?
You're a motherfucker. That's who you are. Rooney the motherfucker.
Right. This voice actor sounded like he had a fun time at work today. Why do I feel like I've forgotten something?
Because you have.
I remember that I forgot something. Who killed you?
Love did me in, brother Kopo. It was love all along.
I'm getting tired of this. How about you ask me a question?
Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Why are you doing this?
Huh?
Looking at my face. Motionless. Looking into my eyes. Standing here. Why are you investigating my murder?
I don't know. I just want to see what happens next.
Ha!
The clown lips on the corpse appear to smile. Something is on its way. Something hidden. It's coming. A miracle from the northwest, and it's almost here. You can feel it in the air, on your hands. The cold spring air smoothing them over.
You're dumb and boring.
Do I remind you of someone?
Yeah, kind of like a baby affected with harlequinism.
You sure wrinkled out of that one, Coppolini.
That's enough.
Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible. Also, see me in your dreams.
None of those words are what happened. Well, let's try it. Oh!
You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough.
Hold on. Cigarettes raise intellect. Intellect doesn't have anything to do with this. Maybe conceptualization will help. He doesn't have pants. Look at his fingernails.
His fingernails have turned dark. They're chipped and quite long. There is dirt under them. That's all.
There's dirt under them.
Do you think we missed something?
I think so.
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast.
Okay, where do we find a fridge?
It would have to be industrial in size. Let's start by asking Gart at the Whirling in Rags and the Fritz store down at the gates. If they don't know, but only if all else fails.
Right.
Fuck are you looking at, Beano, man? You want a piece of the Kuno? Wanna get fucked?
Only if all else fails.
All right, let's hurry then.
This is one task we cannot sideline. With every hour, whatever we are looking for will become harder to find.
Right. Kim wants to talk to me.